Hello everyone and welcome to Sharp Gaming, and today we're back with Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. Now in today's video, we're going to be looking at a Mega Absol EX deck. Now this is not the best deck by far. I just want to let you know, I just wanted to use this Mega Absol, and with the recent banning of Lysandre's Trump card, for those you don't know, Lysandre's Trump card is now banned from tournament play, so I don't know when it goes into effect exactly. I think it's later this month. I think the 20th. That might be in Japan though, so it might be the 15th. But yes, Lysandre's Trump card is now banned from tournament play, so we might still see it in this video. But this deck is going to be working better once that card is gone, because that card kind of took away one of the win conditions for people, which is decking out your opponent. When your opponent has a Lysandre's Trump card, there really is no way for them to lose that way unless they play really badly. So and with the shortening of play time, I think it's 50 minutes per round or for all of your matches. And with Lysandre's Trump card getting your deck back, it makes games so much longer, so they're trying to make them shorter, so they ban that card. But this deck's whole purpose is to discard opponents' cards to try and get them down to not having anything left. And with Lysandre's Trump card, that doesn't really work. So this deck will, well, not this deck specifically, but decks like this will probably be coming back more. So to the actual deck here, we have Mega Absol EX, which did come in a premium collection. So we do only have one, unfortunately. I would like to have two of each. Would work a little better, I think. But with Disaster Wing for 2 energy, does 80 damage, and then you discard the top card of your opponent's deck. If that is a trainer card, it does 80 more. So it does 160 total, plus Muscle Band does 180, knocking out everything that is not a Mega or a Wailord. So it's pretty nice, pretty nice. But unfortunately, there is no Spirit Link for this Absol, so you have to go the old route of Mega Evolution. There's also the Dark Fang on this Absol. Flip a coin of heads, discard a random card from your opponent's hand, and then Dark Edge does 100. During your opponent's next turn, any damage by attacks from the defending Pokemon is reduced by 20. You usually don't want to use Dark Edge though. Dark Fang is an okay attack, because it's still discarding, which is the point of this whole deck. We do also have Darkrai for Darkness Cloak. Each of your Pokemon that has any Darkness energy attached to it has no retreat cost. And then we have the Malamar line. We have an Inkay with the attack Rip Off. Choose a random card from your opponent's hand. Your opponent reveals that card and shuffles it into his or her deck. So it's not discarding, but it's still getting rid of one of the cards your opponent could use. But then we have this Malamar, which again was a bigger card when there was no Lysandre's Trump card. Mental Thrash. Your opponent flips 4 coins. For each tails, he or she discards a random card from his or her hand. So you could discard up to 4 cards with this attack, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, they get to choose, so they kind of just get rid of cards they don't need, but it'll eventually get to a point where they're discarding cards they want. So there is the Malamar. We also have a Malamar EX in here for Hyper Hypnosis. Since most of our Pokemon are attacking with 2 energy at most, we have that space to use our Malamar EX Hyper Hypnosis. When you attach an energy card from your hand to this Pokemon, you may use this ability. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. So you put your opponent's Pokemon to sleep so you can get some more discard going. And then we also have Seismitoad EX. Everybody loves and hates this person, or this guy. I guess it's not technically a person. Quaking Punch does 30 damage. Your opponent can't play any item cards from his or her hand. So that just allows us to stall a little bit. Plus, it allows us to possibly get the item cards back into the deck for Absol to get the boost off its attack. For our own trainer cards, we have Crushing Hammer to discard some energies, Dowsing Machine to get back item cards, 1 Enhanced Hammer to discard special energies, 4 Hypnotoxic Lasers just to get that damage off when we're using like Malamar's attack. Seismitoad's attack also benefits from having Hypnotoxic Laser on the opponent. Trainer's Mail. When the new cards from Roaring Skies, look at the top 4 cards you deck. You may reveal a trainer card you find there, except for Trainer's Mail, and then put in your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. We have 4 Trick Shovel. Look at the top card of either player's deck. You may discard that card or return it to the top of the deck. So with this, you can look at your opponent's deck, discard if you don't want them to have that, or if it's a trainer card and you're attacking with Absol, you can just put it back so you guarantee the boost. So that's what the Trick Shovel is for. We have 3 Ultra Ball just to find our Pokemon. 3 Versus Seeker, because every deck loves Versus Seeker. 1 Colress. 1 Gets Us, since we do have Seismitoad in here. Your opponent reveals his or hand shuffles all item cards found there into his or her deck. Then draw a number of cards equal to the number of item cards your opponent shuffled into his or her deck. 1 Lysandre. I usually run 2, but figure just 1 for this one. And then 2 N as well. 3 Professor Sycamore. I'm trying a Shauna. I used Professor Birch's observations, and I liked it. I just think Shauna is more of a reliable supporter, because then you're not in hopes of 7 cards. But I don't know. I may like Professor Birch's observations more. But then we have Team Flare Grunt. Discard energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. We have Teammates. You know, Teammates. We love Teammates. Wally, so we can hopefully evolve our Absol as soon as possible. Another Roaring Skies card is to search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon. That's a problem. I did not read that it was excluding Pokemon EX. I mean, we can get Malamar earlier. And then put that onto your Pokemon. This is the concept of evolving that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterward. You can use this card during your first turn or on a Pokemon that was put into play on this turn. So I didn't know it was excluding EXs when I put it in here. But it does work on Malamar, so we'll leave it in here for now. Otherwise, you can put another Lysandre in instead of that Wally. 3 Verbank City Gyms. 4 Muscle Band. 2 Double Colors Energy, which only the Seismitoad is really going to be using these, so that's why there's only 2 of them. And then we have 6 Darkness Energy for our Pokemon. And with that, guys, we're going to find a battle here. Get ready to buckle in. It's going to be a long one. Alright, guys, so we got our opponent here with this deck. You typically want to go first, just because, again, you have to evolve with this deck, and you want to get set up. Unfortunately, we do get no basic Pokemon, so our opponent's going to see those Malamar and know exactly what I'm going to be trying to do here, but we do get a Seismitoad, which they do not know is in this deck. Also, many people aren't going to know what Mega Absol does, just because it is a promo card. So less likely that people will know what it does. So I'm going to play the Trick Shovel. Of course, we're going to look at my opponent's deck, see what's going on there. Let's discard that Spritzy. Let's get that out of here as soon as possible. And I think my opponent's going to have trainer cards, and I'd rather not discard this stuff, I think. I'm good to discard it. I'd rather get the reliable 7 than just a couple cards off of Gets Us. We do get rid of a Versus Seeker and a lot of supporters, but again, we have more Versus Seekers. We do get an Inkay and a Double Colors Energy, which is what I was really looking for here. And we also get a Hypnotoxic Laser, start getting some damage off on the Xerneas. And hopefully it's not able to get that poison off of it by the time it comes to our turns. Because we do have to end the turn here, we don't have much else we can do. But we do have a Versus Seeker that will allow us to grab a supporter for the next turn. We do actually see an end from my opponent anyway, so kind of works out for us. Allows us to do more looking around in here. And we do see a bunch of Xerneas, excuse me, and a Spritzy. And then just a Geomancy from my opponent's Xerneas onto their other Xerneas, so they can continue to Geomancy once this one goes down. We do grab a Malamar though, so that's pretty nice, because then we'll be ready to Mental Thrash. And we can also Trick Shovel this turn. Look at my opponent's deck, see what they're rocking. And it looks like a Pokemon Fan Club. Get rid of that so that they're not looking for their Gardevoirs, which is what I'm assuming is going to be in this deck. We can attach a Muscle Band this turn to the Seismitoad. I could have Ultra Balled here, but I'm also not too concerned right now. We haven't supported yet this turn, have we? Let's go for the Versus Seeker. And it looks like Professor Sycamore is again our best bet. So let's grab that. And unfortunately we have to get rid of a Hypno Laser and an Ultra Ball to do this, but I think in the long run it'll be worth it. We do grab a Darkrai and an Inkay, plus 2 more Hypnotoxic Lasers and a Verbank City Gym. So let's play that, and we can also play our Trainer's Mail, see what's going on the top of our deck here. We do have a Crushing Hammer, which I will grab. Try and get rid of some of this Fairy Energy in play. That'd be pretty nice. Let's play Crushing Hammer. It does fail, unfortunately, so no luck there. But let's Quaking Punch once again, doing 50 damage this time, plus 30 from the poison. So if my opponent isn't able to get Xerneas out of the active spot this turn, we will be able to knock it out with the poison, actually. So we'll be able to get another Quaking Punch off on something else. We do see a Lysandre actually pulling up the Inkay with no energy on it. So we will have to get an energy on there to be able to retreat it. But again, the Xerneas is going to go down this turn. And my opponent just has a bunch of Xerneas right now, which is working out pretty well for us. We do grab another Trick Shovel off of our prize cards. And it just, we're looking like a bunch of Hypno Lasers right now. Let's do the opponent's deck once again, see what they have. Fair Energy, we want to get rid of those. Let's throw that into the discard pile for them. They don't need it, really, if you think about it. Let's Hypnotoxic Laser the Xerneas. And it's going to get Tails. So, I mean, I can throw another one because we're going to have to Professor Sycamore. Actually, I could have Teammates this turn, which is fine. Actually, I think I might Teammates this turn. Let's play the Versus Seeker. And let's grab that Teammates. Come here, you. Actually, let's actually Professor Sycamore, because I believe that was our last Versus Seeker, because we did discard one right away and we've played two. So I'm going to play Professor Sycamore just to get more cards. I'm going to play the Seismitoad, and I guess I'll Muscle Band the Seismitoad as well. Unfortunately, we didn't get an energy, which is probably better to play Teammates there, so we could have gotten the energy, but what are you going to do, really? Let's just hit the end there, and my opponent will take poison damage. Unfortunately, this gives them an extra turn to start getting either Aromatisse or Gardevoir EX. We do see the Sterling Megaphone getting rid of both of my Muscle Bands. Not a huge deal right now. And we see a Professor Sycamore as well from my opponent, getting rid of Teammates, Escape Rope, and another Escape Rope. We do also see the Aromatisse coming from my opponent, and an attachment to the Xerneas on the bench. I'm assuming just a Geomancy here, since he didn't attach to the Xerneas in the active position. But we also haven't seen a Fairy Garden yet, which is rather curious, because most Fairy decks opt to run 4 Fairy Gardens, just because it's so important to the deck. But I don't know. Who am I to judge, I guess. Let's attach our Darkness Energy Deal. We did just pull off of the Inkay. And I could team Flare Grunt here, but the Xerneas, it won't die actually to a Quaking Punch unless we get another Muscle Band off of the Chorus that I did just play. We did grab a Dowsing Machine, which would actually allow us to get a Muscle Band. I don't know that it's needed right now. Actually, we might as well. Let's Dowsing Machine away the Enhanced Hammer, and I guess the N, because we will be pretty low in prizes, so I'm not too worried about getting an N here. And then we can just grab a Muscle Band out of our discard pile to attach to our Seismitoad, and then we can retreat the Seismitoad, or the Inkay, into the Seismitoad and get off a nice Quaking Punch to get the Xerneas knocked out this turn, and no item cards from my opponent once again. So we'll see the Darkness Energy from the prize cards. We can start getting an Absol powered up, but my opponent actually just forfeits because we are able to stop them from getting their attacks off. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to use Malamar or Absol, but if I tried getting another game, it's going to take a very long time. So maybe I'll try this deck again in the future once I solidify it a little bit more, but that's just the first look at the deck. Again, you're using Trick Shovel to get rid of cards, which we use that quite a bit, so I'm happy that it worked out. We were able to stop a Fairy deck from getting set up, and that's really all you need to do in this format. If you can stop decks from getting set up, they can't do much. So thank you guys so much for joining me. And again, leave suggestions for any decks that you want to see in the comment section below, or any ways you could think to update this deck, and we will see you next time. Bye!